What happened? Good morning. This video is about the electoral process in this country, which is nothing but lies and fraud on the people. There is no authority for the federal government, parliament, whatever it likes to call itself, or any state government, parliament, or whatever they like to call themselves, to have electoral acts. And that'll become evident within a few minutes. This constitution is the annotated constitution, which I've used for quite a while. And Toomey says this one and the green one are exactly the same. That's a lie. Sorry, Anne, but you keep telling lies all the time. Other people's. Stop repeating them. This, in the first 260 pages, explains what I'm about to tell you now. We have an enterprising gentleman contacted me last week and tried to demand that I answer his questions. When we went on his post, he had one picture of allegedly himself and nothing else. So obviously the guy was a troll or just somebody who wanted to cause trouble, or a lawyer or someone like that. He was pretty well dressed in the picture, but get off his picture. This is the Commonwealth Constitution Act 1900 UK. It is the enabling act which enables us to have a constitution. And this act is the act that is in the red constitution, and then it's explained by the framers exactly what it means. And that's what everybody doesn't want you to know. Now, at Federation, this Act demands, under the provisions of 106, that the Constitution of the State of Western Australia, which is this one, 1889, is the Constitution put there for Western Australia. This one is the one with 32 sections missing that the Parliament, pretending to be a government, decided it could put in place. And it continued to refer to this and nothing else. The problem we have is this prohibited Western Australia ever being lawfully constituted. Was it set up? Yes, under the provisions of 106, 107, 108 and 109. 107, 108 and 109 established the state of Western Australia under the Constitution. It went from a colony to a state. Fact. To be lawfully constituted, it needed this Constitution in place, not this one. So it never was, and they know it, and they've always known it, and they've always lied about it, continually lied about it. Didn't misappropriate the truth, make a mistake, dream, or anything else. They lied. And they continued lying right up until 1980 with this one. Then they played with it again. I need that. Here. Thanks. Sorry. Now, I said, and I've always said, contained in Chapter 1 is the fact that the Governor selects all the candidates. He does select all the candidates, and I'll explain how. This is the letters patent constituting the office of governor. Every state has one. Every state has an original state constitution, which is locked in place under the provisions of 106 of the Constitution, which allows the states to continue their constitutions subject to the Commonwealth Constitution. There is no power under the Commonwealth Constitution to alter, interfere with in any way these constitutions as a letter patent or any other way. Any text or verse or statement to the contrary is an outright lie, and there's plenty of them. Now, the next thing I always brought up, this is the lawful, that other clown wanted, the lawful instructions to the governor. Also a letters patent. Most people didn't even know this existed. A lot of politicians did and have ignored it, and people I know in political parties do know about this and have ignored it. The reason being, they didn't want you to know that every single election ever held in this country is invalid because it was done under an act put together by the Parliament first of the states, and then the Commonwealth decided it could do it. But they didn't tell you the truth, because this act, have a look at it and read it if you can. If you can't, contact us and we will send you a copy, because we've now got it on our computer for that purpose. And we did send it to the gentleman who was making the claims, and he didn't understand it. Well, I can comprehend that. This says, this Act may be cited as the Electoral Act 1889 and shall be divided into parts as hereinafter follows. Part 1, Registration of Voters. Part 2, Conduct of Elections. Part 3, Offences and Penalties. Part 4, Miscellaneous. This Act shall apply to elections to the now subsiding Legislative Council and to any legislative body or bodies hereafter to be constituted. In other words, it's an Act which is one of the acts which remained after Federation. Rob Sudi, Tim Prater and others would say there were residual acts. This is a residual act of all residual acts. What this does, when you look at the attachments to this, this is a notice of claim. There is about 10 of them in the back of this, of how you become a member of Parliament or a candidate. How you become it. The rest of the Act up the front explains all the process of how it must be done. Not how you want it to be done, because it's an Imperial Act. Now, the whole idea is, if you fulfill the requirements of the front of this, and there's a lot of people who do, including all of the independents that have put themselves up for election, except for the fact they can't do it the way they did it, and we don't have a lawful governor to do it. Until we get a lawful governor, which we need now, England to supply us a lawful governor, so that that lawful governor can take these claims. So you, me, and everybody else who owns their land and meets the requirements of this Act can become a candidate in the election. It creates a pool of people, as I've explained before. And the governor, as I said before, selects from that pool of people